I actually feel like a duck, and I will tell you why. Because setting up a studio, there's lots of wires and cables, and what you can see is very calm, you can see persona. But if you see what you can't see, which I will actually show you later, is like a duck, very smooth on the top, looks beautiful, but underneath the legs are going like that. Okay, the time of release for this video, my time, is around about 7 o'clock in the morning Bangkok time on the 11th of October 2021. And this one was brought to my attention that every year since I can remember, Sichuan province, which is in the west of China, very close to Tibet, and Yunnan province, you can see on the map, always has, it seems like, the worst floods in China. And every year you hear stories like this. Thousands evacuated from floods in China's Sichuan, more rain forecast. China, 80,000 evacuate floods in Sichuan. Sichuan floods lead to mass evacuations. Heavy downpours affect over 100,000 people in China's Sichuan. People's Republic of China, Sichuan flood, information bulletin. 80,000 evacuated, floods in Sichuan. 100,000 evacuated. And this is year after year. These news articles I found is just from 2020 and 2021. And there are a lot of channels that do cover and go OTT and sometimes complete fake news. There's even one news channel on YouTube, for example, that say 8.5 magnitude earthquake in Sichuan. Yes, there was one in 2008. And what they do is they copy and paste the news article and change the dates around, then put a computer voice onto it. And surprisingly, people watch it and go, oh, I can't work it out. Maybe I've been in Asia too long. But why are there so many floods? Well, Sichuan is, again, it's in the west of China. It's a mountainous area. It's like the prenup of Tibet, which is the prenup of the Himalayas. So I have been to Chengdu, and I was there in 1995 for 2 months in the winter. It was cold, it was wet, it was wet, it was wet. My clothes are wet, the hotel was wet, everything was just wet. When I left, I was actually quite happy, and I flew to the east coast of China to a place called Fenzhou, very near, let's say very near Shenzhen. That wasn't really there at the time, and I felt water dripping out of my body. That's why it's so wet. But let's read a little bit about Sichuan so we can understand why there are so many floods every single year. So this is an average article that happens in Sichuan. Shanghai, July 11, routiers. Heavy rains and floods have forced thousands of people to evacuate in China's southwestern province of Sichuan, with more authorities on Sunday urging citizens across the country to brace for more downpours. In Sichuan, torrential rain since Friday has raised water levels of 14 rivers, swept away boats and bridges, and evacuated more than 4,600 people, the state media reported. So that's an average kind of headline that you see every year during the flood season in China in Sichuan. Now, from Britannica, this may explain the reason why. The landforms of western Sichuan include a plateau in the north and mountains in the south. The northern area is a part of an edge of the plateau of Tibet, which consists of highlands above 12,000 feet, 3,700 meters, and high mountain ranges. There is also extensive plateau and some swampland. Oh. Let's continue. Different article, but I can't remember where I got this one, to be honest from. Sichuan has a varied climate with a subtropical monsoon in the eastern portion and Chengdu. The region experienced warm, hot summers and short, cool winters, freezing cold and wet winters, should I say. It's also typically very cloudy in winters. The western part of Sichuan province has a climate affected by mountains and a high altitude. It is very cold in the winter and mild in the summer. The southern part of the province is subtropical. So does that explain the rain, the heavy rain, the floods that happen every single year in Sichuan? This is just food for thought for you, and I just found some articles, and if you'd like to leave any comments and your suggestions of why this particular area of China seems to have the worst floods every single year, I'd be really interested to know. I'm not an expert in weather or anything like that, but it's just the sort of reason that I'm hungry for information and why. And is there anything that could be done? And if it could be done, is the CCP doing anything for it to be done? Does that make sense? Or do they just is it cheaper just to get some rescue teams and then advertise how wonderful, and they are wonderful rescue teams, and then just leave the kind of situation as it is every year? I know around the world there's countless floods, there's landslides, there's hurricanes, there's typhoons. This is Mother Nature, basically, and possibly a little bit angry with us for destroying some of the environment. But Sichuan, this happens each year. What are your thoughts? That's it, really. Just a little ditty for you. A like and subscribe always, and a share, membership, yada, yada, yada. I can do that in 10 seconds. Would be absolutely wonderful. And I will see you later for another video all about China. Bye for now.